Hello, my friends. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. I've got to go to the dentist, but before, nothing's wrong with the chompers. They could be a little bit whiter, I guess. But no, you got to get them cleaned every now and then, have them scrape away. Dental talk. Anyway, I got something in the mailbox that I want to talk about first. And this one is, I have a list that I keep, and I call it the bucket list of books. It's the books that I really, really want. Some of them I kind of think I might never run into, but some of them I end up getting. And this one's on the list because it's, anyway, you ever hear of a guy named Harry Dresden? Wizard. Jim Butcher, author. Jim Butcher's got a series called Dresden Files, featuring a wizard detective-ish sort of a thing named Harry Dresden. And I'm a big fan of the detective series. I'm a big fan of Spencer by Robert Parker, of Lawrence Block's Matthew Scudder, and of course, Spade. Not the series, just the book. Anyway. Dashiell Hammett, and all sorts of different ones. I recently read Nero Wolfe for the first time. There's another one I got to get into. But Jim Butcher's Harry Dresden is a wizard detective. Strange, but cool. In sort of modern day Chicago. And I've read only the first 3 books in the series. And I got the first one. I've got various variations of the first book in the series. Stormfront, the limited edition from Subterranean Press, signed numbered edition. I was felt fortunate to be able to get that. There's a bunch of books in this series now. I've got a copy of Stormfront from Grim Oak Press, signed limited edition in a slipcase. And I've also got a copy of it from Easton Press, a signed, leather-bound, gilded gold, page ends, all kind of cool stuff there. But I was very, very late to the party. Subterranean Press started doing these books a long time ago, and I figured I'm not going to go back and spend piles of money to get the first 5 or 6 books. But then I stumbled into Stormfront, and I got that at a price I could live with. And I thought, I will probably never end up with the next few. But I ended up picking up a copy of Grave Peril, the 3rd book in the series. And then I got serious and said, I've at least got to get book 2, Full Moon. And it's been a while, but it's here. I bought it on eBay directly from the country of Germany. Ever heard of it? But I said I read the first 3 books in the series. And it was actually book 2, Full Moon, where I said, okay, I'm in. I'm a fan. I liked the first one a lot. It was a great book. I really enjoyed it. But I feel like you need more than the first book, really enjoying it to be able to get into a series. And when I read Full Moon, I decided I dig it. I'm in. I'm going to start reading this whole daggum thing eventually. There's a bunch of books. And I think Jim Butcher said he's going to 25. I think so. And there's some short stories and novellas and stuff like that mixed in there. But I got Full Moon in the mail from Germany. And it's a fun trip, I'm sure, to get a package from Germany to Florida. And it made it. It was a little bit beat up. It's a big box. There's some cushion, but there's also some movement in here. So I'm hoping for the best, that what I got is tip of the top, cream of the crop. And this was a PC copy. We'll talk a little bit about PC copies. But Full Moon is kind of cool because you got Harry Dresden Wizard, but you also have one of my favorite types of monsters. I'm a big fan of werewolves. And so Full Moon, they worked that in. That's a part of what we're talking about here in Full Moon. And so without giving a great big fat summary of the plot, Harry Dresden he's a detective, and business in this book is down. He's not making much money. He's having trouble paying the bills. He's desperate in dire straits, needs the dough, needs the work. And he works occasionally with law enforcement on cases when they feel like they could use his sort of expertise, but he's not very popular in those circles. But he stumbles into the werewolves and a variety of werewolves and a variety of motives and things like that. But I really liked the book. And then I read Grave Peril, and I liked it a lot too. So I'm a fan. I'm in, and I've got the TBR pile up there. Has Summer Night sitting right over there in the stack to read on. There's just so many things to read. So many things, so little time. I try to read for about an hour a day, maybe a little more, but I always try to be consistent on it. But in here, we've got ripped up styrofoam, and I'm trying not to make a mess, but in the top it says, "A little gift." Now, let's see what that means. I do not know what a little gift is, but I'll set that to the side. We'll check out this little gift here in just a minute. I want to show you what I came for anyway. Under this styrofoam, which styrofoam makes a good cushion, but I don't want to clean up a bunch of mess off the carpet in the room. So what do? How do I handle this? All right, I did some work to see if I could avoid dropping little pieces of styrofoam everywhere, but here is the book in question, Full Moon. It's wrapped in some bubble wrap, and I'm going to get it out, and I'm hoping for the best. When you get books shipped overseas, I always worry a little bit because it takes so long, and so many people handle it, and such as that. There's a lot more opportunity for damage. And just a little bit of damage is all it takes to mess up a book. But once I get there, we've got what kind of looks like a homemade sort of slipcase. I don't know. But I'm going to cut the front off. And it's neat. Making your own slipcases. I almost don't want to cut the front off. Looks kind of cool. But I'm going to cut the plastic here so we can get in. I got to get it out. I got to take a look at Full Moon and see what she look like. It's a neat experience. It's adventures and book opening. Adventures and book buying. Here, everybody does things a little bit differently. So let me get this outer wrapper of plastic off so we can take Full Moon out of my homemade slipcase. Homemade cardboard slipcase. Let's see, do I got it? Yes, I think I do. All right, and here it is, Full Moon. And this one, I love the way the dust jacket art looks. There's some folks love, some folks do not love the Vincent Chung artwork in these books, and there's been some that were very popular and some that were not. I think for me here, it's the colors. The colors on the front and the spine make this one pop. And so I do like it. And this slipcase is wrapped in a sort of a protector. It's dust jacket, not a slipcase. It's wrapped. I use Broad Art to wrap all of mine. This one feels a little bit different, but you got plastic that wraps around top and bottom. But I like to wrap them in these things because it helps to keep the dust jackets in tip-top shape. If you don't, over time, the tops of them, you start to get some whitening as it rubs, especially on the bottom, taking it off of the shelf and such as that, moving them from shelf to shelf and cleaning and whatever. The dust jackets over time kind of rub, so I will wrap them in something to help protect them. And then here we got our book, the book itself. Cloth covered boards, and again, the bright colors, I like it. Foil stamping on the spine. Full Moon. This is book number 2. And what you expect from Subterranean Press. Smithsonian binding. Quality production. Quality books. Colored in papers there. And I told you this one is a PC copy. They made 500 numbered copies. Signed by the author, Jim Butcher. And for me, signed is always better. And while I would prefer a number, PC is almost as good. It's close enough that I don't care. So I got this one at the price that I was pleased with. It was in Germany, but this great seller got it to me in tip-top shape. And now I'm just looking to see what kind of illustrations we have within. I'm not sure. There is at least one. So let me go through here and try to find these illustrations. I may have missed one already. You can see the color doesn't go all the way to the edge of the paper. So it's a little bit easier to miss them when you're just flipping through like that. And boom, there is another. I love illustrated books. And when Subterranean Press puts interior illustrations in their books, in my opinion, that's Subterranean Press at their best. I've bought some books from them. I've bought some books pushing the $200 mark that had no interior illustrations. And so that's always a little disappointing. Some of these publishers out there have spoiled us. Publishers like Subterranean Press themselves, Suntop Editions, SST Publications, Levidian, Earthling, they spoiled me to where I'm getting to where I expect a lot from each production or each publication. And the interior illustrations definitely add to the value of a publication for me, of a book. So I get one that's signed, limited, made out of good stuff, and there's no interior illustrations. It feels like it's just slightly less than. But at the same time, we've got a lot of publishers out there. For example, Earthling Publications, that is publishing debut novels for writers. That's publishing novels for writers that are unknown, that have never had a hardcover and stuff. So I think with situations like that, it really makes sense. Buying illustrations runs up the price of a book. So if you got an author that already isn't an author that's just going to sell because they don't have a track record and a following and stuff like that, that's not going to automatically all by themselves sell out a 500 book run, cutting costs so that you can make the book affordable while still making a quality book, hey, that makes sense to me. So in some cases it do make sense. But when you got big time books that people are clamoring for, I think you just need to go and put it all in, lay it all out, make the book great. And so anyway, there is Full Moon, and I'm pleased. The seller took care of me. They said it was tippity top condition, and it sure enough is. They got it to me from Germany and used some pretty cool ways to protect the book and make sure that it looks great. But there is Full Moon. It is beautiful, and there was something else in the box. Let me show you what it is, because I don't know. Set that to the side. Now, also in this box, a little gift in this sort of a homemade slipcase. It's Us by John Shupeck, a novel by John Shupeck. And I don't know John Shupeck, and I don't know Us. Now, I think there was a movie called Us. I think I did see a movie called Us. Can't tell you what it's about. I honestly don't remember. But I'm not familiar with John Shupeck. I'm sorry, John, if you're watching. Looks like I might have an opportunity here to get familiar. But I want to see what we have going on here with Us. A little gift from my friend in Germany who sold me a book. But let's take it out here, see what this looks like. It's also the homemade slipcase, and it looks like some work went into making these slipcases. I almost don't want to cut them. But there is Us, a novel by John Shupeck. It's also wrapped in the dust jacket is in a sort of a dust jacket protector. And knowing nothing about this at all, completely blind, published by In, and you can see the foil stamping on a sort of cloth covered book. Let me look at this dust jacket here and see if it gives me any insight on the publisher. It does not, other than In. What's In? It almost looks like there's some tiny writing across the end. I don't see it. But here is this dust jacket all stretched out. And let me show you what else. What else is up with Us, my free book? Hey, look at here. These end papers look too cool. Can you make something out in there? Looks so cool, man. That I don't know. But this is hardcover edition of Us, is limited to 26 signed and lettered copies. This is copy M by John Shupak. So now I've got a numbered edition book in my collection. I don't have many. I do not have many at all, and looks like I'll be reading me a numbered or a lettered edition book. Now, what else goes on in this lettered edition John Shupak book called Us? So it is limited. It has very cool end papers. It's got a built-in ribbon page marker, and I can't see the binding. You can't see the binding well enough. It looks like a glued binding, and here is the text. Bright white paper, relatively big text size, and it sure enough fills in the margins. But there's my freebie, a free lettered edition book called Us by John Shupak, and a publisher. Let's see, I wanted to see who this publisher is. See if it tells anything more about them in here. So it is Necro Publications 2019. There we go. That's what the N stands for. Necro Publications, I think is what it would be. Necro Publications. So thank you a lot. I appreciate it. I do enjoy the free ones. And there is my book unboxing with a surprise edition. And I can think of no more lies to tell. So thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. Doo-doo.
It's terrific. It's terrific.